Hi, hello, good afternoon, good morning, or good evening. I don't know when you are watching this video, but welcome to this video with your teacher, Nalida Kayusaya. In this opportunity, once you have seen the video about use to, we are going to talk about this other word that is would. And we have in this opportunity a versus. Would versus used to. Would versus used to. Yes, what's the difference? May we use in the same way both of them? Now you are going to discover. And also we are going to talk about the simple past to contrast the use of would plus used to and the simple past. Well, so let's start. Would. What this word that we pronounce would. The L is silent. This letter L is silent. We say would. We can use would to talk about repeated past actions. Oh, so let's remember this. They are for repeated past actions. Repeated past actions that don't happen anymore. This is the clue. These repeated past actions don't happen anymore. Similar to used to. Used to is as well for repeated past action that don't happen anymore. For example, every Saturday I would go on a long bike ride. I would go on a long bike ride every Saturday. It means that it was a habit in my past to go for a long ride bike, but nowadays in the present it doesn't happen anymore. So I am using would go. It was a repeated action, but it's not happening anymore. On the other side, here we have more examples. My dad would read me amazing stories every night at bedtime. So we have here would. It is referring to a repeated past action. The repeated past action is that my dad reads me amazing stories in the past. But now in the present, no, it doesn't happen anymore. It doesn't happen anymore. Okay, so we use would to talk about repeated past actions that don't happen anymore. Now let's go continue with the would or used to. As you have seen, would works similar or in the same way as used to. But what's the difference? Would for past habit is slightly more formal than used to. It's often used in stories. We don't normally use the negative or question form of would for past habits. Okay, so it's very important to remember this, that we don't use would in the negative form or the interrogative form when we are talking about past habits, just the affirmative form. Now, we can't usually use would to talk about past states. Now, let's focus more in this part. Past states. What is a past state? This is a state. We have verbs, action verbs, and we have verbs of states. For example, think is a verb state. Agree, believe, imagine, know, be, see, smell. These are non-action verbs. And we can't usually use would for past states. It means we cannot say I would thought, or I would greet, I would believe, I would imagine. No, it's considered not properly used. It's considered incorrect. So we don't use past states with would. However, as there is always an exception, we have here the exception. However, it's possible to use would with feelings. feeling with those verbs that refers to feelings. For example, she would get angry and I would feel bad. It means that in the past this lady used to get angry all the time and I would feel bad all the time in the past, but in the present it doesn't happen anymore. So here we have the same example. We are using the feelings verb. For example, love, we can apply in this part of love like hate, get angry, or feel as we have in our example. Just with those verbs that express feelings. Only with those that express feelings we can use would. Well, and now here we have another versus that is past simple versus would and used to. We can always use the past simple as an alternative to used to or would. Okay, the past simple could be as an alternative to used to or would to talk about, of course, past states or past habits. The difference is that the past simple doesn't emphasize the repeated or continuous nature of the action or situation. This is the problem with the simple past or past simple, because when we express something in the simple past, we are not emphasizing that that action used to happen repeatedly or continuously. We are not emphasizing that aspect of the situation. Also, the past simple doesn't make it so clear. Doesn't make it so clear. So we can use the simple past, but it's not clear that it used to be a repeated action in the past. For example, we went to the same beach every summer. Okay, using this time marker could help us. We used to go to the same beach every summer. We would go to the same beach every summer. In the two last sentences, we can see that it has this sense of repeated action. This action used to be repeated in the past, but in the simple past is not clear. This repeated, this continuous nature of the action is not clear. Well, now let's remember something. If something happened only once, we must use this past simple. When something happened only once and it finished, we use the past simple. I went to Egypt in 2014. It happens only once. So the most appropriate tense here is the past simple. Okay, so don't forget, if the action is repeated, we use used to or would. Also, it's possible to use would with verbs of feelings. Also, we don't use would with other state verbs. And the difference between would and used to is that would is slightly more formal than used to. Well, that's it for now. Thank you for watching and see you in another video.